All right, moving on. 49ers at Seahawks. Maybe an underrated matchup. Who's up? A-Roz, you up? Go for it.
I'd say it is. Like I mentioned earlier, Westfield, like Arrowhead Stadium, is just two of the toughest places to win for opposing teams. Now, San Francisco, of course, has already wrapped up the NFC West, and they're fighting for that number 2 seed. This is going to be a good matchup for both sides. Marshawn Lynch has had a resurrected season for Seattle. However, San Francisco hasn't allowed a rushing touchdown the entire season, and that's something to keep your eye out for in this game. Now, San Francisco, I put them in my top 5 this week. They remind me week in and week out of that 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that was just so stout defensively that they were going to be able to just dominate opponents, and then they did just enough on their offense to win games. Frank Gore's over 1,000 yards this year. Alex Smith's only thrown 5 interceptions. So I can say all I want about how limited Alex Smith's been throwing the football, but you know, he's only about 2,700 yards passing this year. But he's only thrown 5 interceptions. He's got about 16 touchdowns this year. They're doing just enough on offense. I think it's going to be a lot closer than the experts think. I think the 49ers are going to win, but it's only going to be by 3 points.
Now, let me just point out before we quickly go to Tad that A-Roz just said maybe his first ever positive thing about Alex Smith. Just wanted to put that out there.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tad.
You and I have been defending Alex Smith all year, haven't we, Matt?
Oh, we have. I'm
going to take the Seahawks in this game.
At home.
Because, I mean, one problem with Alex Smith, and I want to point this out, because if A-Roz is going to get positive, I, for the first time, will say something, less positive, is that they kick way too many field goals in the red zone.
Yes.
They don't put people away. They started that early on Monday night against Pittsburgh, getting a couple field goals early, and they ended up getting a couple touchdowns later in the game that really pulled it away. But it leaves the door open for opponents. I like Seattle at Quest Field. I think Tavares Jackson's playing really well. I love the corners for Seattle. I think they got a couple really great young corners on that team. I like their young safeties. Marshawn Lynch, of course, he's going to be running into a brick wall that is the San Francisco defense, though Beast Mode still manages to get something done every week. I just think they have such a hard time scoring in the red zone, and it's really going to come back and bite them. Again, a 3-point game in this one, probably about 20 to 16. Let's go with the Seahawks.
Okay, I'm going to take...
Go
Smith,
ahead. The linebacker, he's a rookie linebacker out of Missouri, leads the team with 13 sacks this year. Real big threat pass rushing Tavares Jackson. Look out for him in this game as well.
That's a good point, A-Roz. I'm going to take the 49ers. Tavares Jackson has been playing very good quarterback, throws for a couple hundred yards. That's good. But Marshawn Lynch is the heartbeat of this team, and all the 49ers do is stop the rush. We're talking 14 straight games with no rushing touchdowns, which I believe is an NFL record. I mean, or no. Nobody's done it since like 1925 or something ridiculous, and that was like a different kind of football then. I mean, it's just too much. Marshawn Lynch is the heartbeat of that offense. He's going to be running into this. It's too much. I don't think there's any way that Seattle scores as many as 16 points. I mean, it's possible, but I'm not going to bet on it. And Alex Smith is going to be able to score 20, as you said, or 6. No. You said 20 to 16. Okay, so Alex Smith scores 16 points. There's no way that Seattle's going to score 16 points in this game. And if they do, eventually they'll win out. But I will say, just to cap it off, the biggest problem for the 49ers, as you mentioned, Tad, and it's going to kill them in the playoffs if they don't figure it out, is red zone offense. They are horrible.